Rollman?
Your speaker.
I said yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you. Councillor Ossner?
Yes.
Councillor McCreary?
Yes.
And Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest or
I can't hear Mayor Foxton.
I couldn't hear her either.
can you hear me yet?
No.
Got you now.
Okay. Can I have the motion for the minutes, please, Ms. Sage?
Certainly. So moved by Councillor McCreary and seconded by Councillor Ossner that council approve the public planning meeting minutes dated January 19th, 2021. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes.
Councillor Rollman?
Yes.
Councillor Ossner?
Yes.
Councillor McCreary?
Yes.
And Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. And can I have the Committee of Adjustment minutes for October 27th, 2020 and November 24th, 2020? And
We do have the
January
motion. We have the motion first to move into Committee of Adjustment.
Oh, all right, I didn't see that. Go ahead.
So moved by Councillor Ossner and seconded by Councillor McCreary that the council meeting be adjourned at 7:03 p.m. to sit as Committee of Adjustment for the purposes of holding public meetings pursuant to the provisions of the Planning Act. So Mayor Foxton, your vote on that?
Yes.
Councillor Rollman?
Yes.
Councillor Ossner?
Yes.
Councillor McCreary?
Yes.
And Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. And now we'll look at those minutes for Committee of Adjustments and the 3 dates.
Yes, moved by Councillor Gillespie, seconded by Councillor Rollman that Committee of Adjustment approve the minutes dated October 27th, 2020, November 24th, 2020, and January 19th, 2021. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes, please.
Councillor Rollman?
Yes.
Councillor Ossner?
Yes.
Councillor McCreary?
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
That carries.
Okay, we're going to pause for a minute while staff move people in and out.
That's correct. We'll move in the applicant is here this evening.
GPI guys, can you please turn on your video and unmute your audio?
Should be good.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. So we're ready to go, Cynthia?
Yes.
Thank you. So 5.2 report number PD-09-2021 minor variance application for 1567 Sheffield Road, file number A-01/22. I'd like to state that notice was given in accordance with the Planning Act. The Secretary Treasurer will record everyone who has commented on this application, amended and or have registered with the Clerk's Division to attend the meeting this evening. Those individuals will be notified of the decision or the convening of future meetings. I'd now like to introduce Sarah Haig, planner and GSI technician, who will be presenting this evening. Sarah, welcome and please present.
Okay, I am presenting on minor variance application A0121 for 1567 Sheffield Road from Brian and Lenore Cush on behalf of Ryan and Tim Latimer. There we go. So the purpose of the meeting is to solicit comments from members of the public and agencies, as well as provide a recommendation in terms of next steps and implementation will form part of tonight's public meeting for the committee's consideration. So the subject property is located at 1567 Sheffield Road, south of Old Beverly Road. The subject property consists of a rectangular lot with a one-story single detached dwelling. It has an attached garage as well as a detached garage. The property is 2.5 acres. It has a lot frontage of 61.6 meters and a lot depth of 163.1 meters. The applicant is seeking relief from the provisions of the general bylaw to construct a coach house above a new detached garage. The existing detached garage will be removed and replaced by the 2-story structure. The subject property is zoned Z1 agriculture in general zoning bylaw 68983, which permits a dwelling unit, a coach house, and accessory uses, which include garages. The proposed coach house / garage is 9.75 meters or 32 feet in width and 12.19 meters or 40 feet in depth. The height of the building is proposed to be less than 7 meters, which is less than 23 feet. So you can see the existing footprint, the proposed footprint, it will overlap the existing structure and will just increase in size a little bit. The existing driveway will remain. It does not need to be amended. It will be shared between the coach house and the principal dwelling. So the variances requested are to increase the maximum footprint of a coach house from 1,184 square feet to 1,284 square feet. The provision of the bylaw is that a coach house must not be greater than 40% of the footprint of the principal dwelling unit, or 110 square meters or 1,184 square feet, whichever is lesser. So in this case, 1,184 square feet is the lesser. The footprint of the proposed coach house / garage will be 1,284 or 1,280 square feet, which is still less than that 40% of the footprint of the dwelling, the main dwelling. The other variance is to permit a maximum height of the coach house / detached garage to be 7 meters or 23 feet, whereas the provision for a coach house located above a detached garage on a lot of greater than 1 acre, which this is, states that the bylaw, states that the coach house and garage cannot exceed the height of the principal dwelling, or 6.1 meters or 20 feet. So there's a shot down below at the bottom of the screen there of the house. This is taken from close to the road. So you can see the house is set back a considerable distance. It is a 1-story structure, so the bungalow is very wide, but not overly tall. And off to the left, you can see the gray existing shed, which will be removed and replaced by the coach house and garage. So this is a closer view. On the right, you can see the principal dwelling. That portion of the building is just the attached garage. The section on the left, the gray structure, is the existing garage, which will be removed to be replaced by the new garage and coach house. And you can see the footprint will be enlarged a little bit towards the house, but still quite a distance in between the attached garage and detached garage. In terms of consultation, we received no correspondence from members of the public. From agencies, we received some comments, but no objections. Energy Plus just wanted the applicant to know that they would be responsible for any costs to relocate or upgrade any infrastructure. North Dumfries Public Works stated that the applicant is advised that no additional entrances will be permitted, which are not requested. And the engineering just wanted to confirm that the septic system would be less than 10,000 liters per day, which we will deal with in the building permit system. So planning analysis and opinion. Is the general intent and purpose of the official plan maintained? So the subject lands are designated rural area and protected countryside in the official plan. Residential uses are permitted within these designations, and a coach house and a detached garage are in keeping with the intent of the official plan. Is the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw maintained? So the Z1 zone permits a coach house and permits it to be above a detached garage. They are not intended to exceed the height of the principal dwelling, but as this dwelling is only 1 story, it is impossible for this structure to not exceed the height of the dwelling. Locating the coach house above the garage will have the least impact on the neighbors, on amenity space of the rear yard, and on the owner's privacy. and will also provide the most usability of the structure. So the structure is set back from the street line considerably and will be mostly shielded from the street and neighbors from by mature trees. The garage is proposed to be 9.3 square meters, or about 100 square feet larger than the maximum size outlined in the zoning bylaw, but is still significantly smaller than the footprint of the main dwelling, which is the intent of the provision. Is the proposed variance desirable for the property, and is it comparable with adjacent land uses and properties? So the structure is proposed to be located adjacent to the attached garage. It has a high-pitched roof and no inhabitable rooms on that side of the dwelling, so privacy will not be impacted. There's a row of mature trees located along the northern property line between the proposed coach house and the adjacent property, so the structure would be shielded from view and will not impact the privacy of the neighboring property. The adjacent property owner did not express any concern about the placement of the proposed structure. The applicant ensured that neighborhood character would be maintained by matching the design of the principal building in terms of material and color to the accessory building. The garage is proposed at a substantial distance from the road, and mature trees offer some screening from the road. And the alternative location for the coach house, which would be behind the existing garage, would have a greater negative impact, as it would significantly reduce the amount of amenity space in the backyard. It would substantially reduce the privacy of both the homeowners and the occupants of the coach house, as both units would now be on the same level, pretty close to one another, and have several windows into each unit. And it would create more of an impact on the neighboring property, as the rear yard does not maintain that same tree line that exists in the side yard of the proposed location. So it would be much more visible from the neighboring property if it was located to the rear of the garage. Is the variance minor in nature? So the increase in size is minimal. It's less than that 40% of the size of the primary dwelling. The increase in height will have less of an impact on the natural landscape than the footprint of an additional structure would. And considering its location in regards to the street and the mature trees which provide screening from the neighbors, the impact is considered minor. So based on the planning analysis, staff recommend that minor variance A0121 for 1567 Sheffield Road be approved as follows. Relief from section 6.40.7I of General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit a coach house to be larger than the maximum size of 110 meters squared, but not to exceed 119.29 meters squared. And relief from section 6.40.8I of General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit a coach house located above a detached garage on a lot greater than 1 acre to have a building height which exceeds 6.1 meters and the height of the principal dwelling to a maximum height of 7 meters, subject to the following conditions. The front wall of the proposed coach house detached garage is not located closer to the street line than the front wall of the principal dwelling, and a new septic system will be installed as per regulation under the Ontario Building Code to accommodate the proposed coach house.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Would the proponents like to say anything? Can you remove the PowerPoint, please, Sarah, so I can see everyone?
Yes.
Thank you.
What can I? Oh, here we go.
Thank you. Would the proponents like to say anything?
Yeah, we can just speak quickly. We're just excited, and also to follow what you're saying to mature trees, we'd be open to also adding additional trees in the front, so the way that the home driveway moves through, and I can fit a few, 3 or 4 more mature trees in front that needs to be done, so you can't see it from the street.
Okay, thank you. Councilors, any questions or comments? Seeing none. So I guess we can go right to the motion then, please. Ms. Sage?
So moved by Councillor Osner, seconded by Councillor Gillespie, that the Committee of Adjustment receive PD report number 09-2021, and that minor variance application A01-21, being a request to seek relief from the General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit a coach house with an increased gross floor up to 1,284 square feet, whereas section 6.40 0.71 of the general zoning bylaw 689-83 requires a maximum floor area of 40% of the footprint of the principal dwelling unit or 110 meters squared, whichever is lesser. And B, a coach house that is above a detached garage with a height of up to 7 meters, 23 feet, where section 6.40.8 subsection 1 of the general zoning bylaw 689-83 establishes that if the coach house is attached or above a detached garage and the lot is greater than 1 acre in area, then the building height cannot exceed that of the principal dwelling, 4.57 meters or 15 feet, and shall be no more than 6.1 meters, 20 feet, be approved subject to the following. 1, the front wall of the proposed coach house detached garage is not located closer to the street line than the front wall of the principal dwelling. 2, a new septic system is be installed as per regulations under the Ontario Building Code to accommodate the proposed coach house. So Mayor Foxton, your vote on that?
Yes.
Councillor Rolliman?
Yes.
Councillor Ossner?
Yes.
Councillor McCreary?
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you so much, guys. It's gonna be
Thank you,
huge for us.
guys.
Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Take care.
You too.
And now we will wait till we can move in and out the others. We good to go, Cynthia?
Yes.
Chad, can you hear us?
Yes.
I want to make sure I hear you. Okay, thank you. Report number PD 11-2021, minor variance application for 1490 Roseville Road, file number A-02/21. I'd like to state that in accordance with the Planning Act, notice was given. The Secretary Treasurer will record everyone who has commented on this application, attended and/or have registered with the Clerk's Division to attend the meeting this evening. These individuals will be notified of the decision or the convening of future meetings. I'd like to now introduce Sarah Haig, planner and GIS technician, who will be presenting this application. Sarah, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so minor variance application A0221 for 1490 Roseville Road, applied for by Chad and Melissa Lowen. There we go. So the purpose of the meeting is the same: to solicit comments from members of the public and agencies and provide a recommendation to the Committee of Adjustment to form part of tonight's public meeting. So the property is located at 1490 Roseville Road, just east of Edworthy Side Road. The property consists of a rectangular lot with a raised one-story single detached dwelling and an attached garage. It also has a detached garage to the east of the house. The property is 2,792 square meters in size and has a corresponding lot frontage of 61 meters and a lot depth of 45.7 meters. The applicant is seeking relief from the provisions of the general zoning bylaw to construct a new detached garage. The existing detached garage will be removed and replaced by a larger structure. The subject property is zoned as Z3, rural residential, in the general zoning bylaw 689-83, which permits a dwelling unit and accessory uses, including garages. The proposed detached garage is 10.36 meters by 13.41 meters, which is 34 by 44 feet. The height of the proposed building is 5.36 meters, which is 17 feet 7 inches. So as you can see, I overlaid the existing garage over the proposed garage. The front wall will be maintained. It is the same location of that front wall, and then it will be the additional size will be accommodated to the east and the north of the property. So the variances that are being requested are from section 6.4.8, which states that no accessory structure shall be located so that any part of the structure is closer to the street line than the front wall of the principal or main building. So we're requesting that you permit the accessory structure to be closer to the front line. It is exactly where the structure is already located. The existing structure was built before the bylaw was in place, so it is currently legal non-conforming. The next provision is section 8.3.7a, which states that the maximum floor area for accessory buildings in zones 2, 2A, and 3 not exceed 4% of the total lot coverage. And we are asking to permit the maximum floor area of all accessory structures to be 5% of total lot coverage, with an increase of 1%. And section 8.3.7b states that the maximum height of an accessory structure should be 5.2 meters. And we're requesting relief to allow the maximum height be 5.4 meters, an increase of 0.2 meters in height. So this is the view roughly from Roseville Road. On the left, you have the principal dwelling with the attached garage, and the existing accessory structure is to the right. The proposed location is outlined there. It will be in the same location and to the east, basically covering where that parking space is beside the garage. So I just took another shot looking a little more east of the property. So that fenced in area is part of the applicant's property. The neighboring property doesn't start until beyond the fence line. And again, that the proposed garage is to be located where the existing garage is, between that distance up to the fence line. It will not impact the fence. This is just a mock-up of the elevation of the building. So it will have appealing siding. It will look nice from the street line. It will be an improvement over the existing structure. So in terms of consultation, again, no comments were received from the public at all. A few agencies commented. The Grand River Conservation Authority has no objections. They have received a permit on behalf of this application as it is within 120 meters of 2 wetland areas. It is the location that's proposed on this application is consistent with the permit application they've received, so they have no objections. The engineering commented about the location of the septic bed. In consultation with our chief building official, she has no concerns, but will verify the location of the bed at time of permit application and will work with the applicant to ensure compliance with the Ontario Building Code. Energy Inc. Plus has no objection either, and again stated that any cost to upgrade will be that of the applicant. Planning analysis and opinion. Is the general intent and purpose of the official plan maintained? The subject lands are located within the Dickey 2 settlement area and are designated as rural area and protected countryside in the official plan. Residential uses are permitted activities within these designations, and garages are accessory uses to residential dwellings, which is in keeping with the official plan. Is the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw maintained? The Z3 zone permits detached garages, which are typically further from the street line than the principal dwelling. Due to the grade change at the rear of the property and the location of the septic system, which is located behind the current detached garage, the proposed garage cannot be located anywhere else on the property. The garage is proposed to be 13.37 meters or 46.86 feet from the street line, which is greater than the minimum front yard setback of 7.5 meters established in the bylaw. The location of the proposed garage is currently occupied by the existing detached garage, which will be removed, and additional outdoor parking space. The construction will allow for additional covered parking, which could improve the appearance of the property as it will reduce outdoor storage. The intent of the lot coverage provision for accessory structures is to ensure that there's ample amenity space and to reduce massing of structures. The proposed 1% increase in lot coverage will not impact the substantial amenity space enjoyed by the property. And the garage is proposed to be 0.16 meters or 0.52 feet taller than the maximum height outlined in the bylaw, but it will not be taller than the principal dwelling, which is the intent of the bylaw. Is the proposed variance desirable for the property, and is it compatible with adjacent uses and properties? The proposed variances will allow the owner to replace the old failing structure with a new multifunctional structure, which will improve the curb appeal of the property. The structure requires an increased depth to accommodate a boat trailer, which will be stored indoors and no longer be seen from the street. And the increased width will accommodate the storage of a boat or truck, classic car, and snowmobile. The increase in indoor storage will remove the necessity for these items to be stored outdoors, which will improve the overall aesthetic of the property. Is the variance minor in nature? The new garage is proposed to be built in the same location of the existing detached garage. The proposed variance for increased height is minor as the requested height is less than 0.2 meters above the provision of the bylaw. The height provision is to ensure that the accessory structures are not taller than the principal dwelling, which this will not be. The proposed variance in size is minor in nature as the lot coverage provision is to ensure ample amenity space on the property. Given the large size of the property and the fact that the footprint of the larger accessory structure will only occupy more of the existing parking area, the 1% increase in lot coverage is considered minor in nature. Staff recommendation is that based on the planning analysis, staff recommend that minor variance A0221 for 1490 Roseville Road be approved as follows. Relief from section 6.4.8 of General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit an accessory structure closer to the street line than the front wall of the principal or main building located on the same lot. Relief from section 8.3.7a of the zoning bylaw to permit a maximum floor area of all accessory buildings to exceed 4% of total lot coverage to a maximum of 5% total lot coverage, and relief from section 8.3.7b of General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit the maximum height of the proposed detached garage to exceed 5.2 meters to a maximum of 5.4 meters, subject to the following conditions. The proposed accessory building shall not exceed the gross floor area of 140 square meters or 1,507 square feet, and the proposed accessory building shall be set back from Roseville Road allowance by a minimum distance of 13 meters.
Thank you, Sarah. Did I freeze, guys?
No.
No, we can hear you.
Good, okay. Sarah, could you please shut down the shared screen? Okay, we still have shared screen. Do you guys see shared screen? Sarah, can you shut it down?
Oh.
Thank you, dear.
There we go. Sorry, you froze.
Yeah, you were like deer in the headlights for a second there.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know it was my computer again.
I couldn't, everybody was frozen on my end, but okay.
So now, would you like to say anything, Chad? Would you like to say anything?
No, I think Sarah did a fantastic job, and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, we have no comments from the public. Councilors, any questions? Okay, everybody's frozen on my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I do have a question, Mayor.
Okay, because all I see is you drinking your water. So go ahead, Derek.
That was 5 minutes ago. How frozen are you?
Go ahead, Derek.
I just a very quick question. What's behind that fenced area?
Green grass. There's nothing back there.
What's the purpose of that fenced? Is there like, was it there before you purchased the property?
I put the fence up in the spring. The traffic coming from the east side, when we're sitting on the back, on our back deck, all the cars could see us if you're having a barbecue or anything back there. And then we also put up like one of those Canadian Tire pools in the last summer, and just a little bit of privacy, right? So all the cars driving by don't see you, right?
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, councilors? You'll have to speak up again because everybody's frozen again. I don't hear anybody. So can I have the motion, please, Ms. Sage?
Certainly. So moved by Councillor McCreary, seconded by Councillor Rollman, that PD report number 11-2021 be received, and that minor variance application A-02-21, being a request to seek relief from General Zoning Bylaw 689-83 to permit A, an accessory structure closer to the street line than the front wall of the dwelling, where section 6.4.8 of the General Zoning Bylaw states that notwithstanding any other provision of this bylaw in zone 2, 3, 4, or 5, no accessory building shall be located so that any part or parts of said accessory building is closer to the street line than the front wall of the principal or main building located on the same lot. B, the maximum floor area of all accessory buildings be 5% of the total lot coverage to facilitate the construction of a larger detached garage, where section 8.3.7 A of the bylaw states that the maximum floor area for accessory buildings for zone 2, 2A and 3 is 4% of total lot coverage, and C, the maximum height of the proposed detached garage to be 5.4 meters for section 8.3.7B of the bylaw states that the maximum height of the accessory building is 5.2 meters be approved, subject to the following. 1, the proposed accessory building shall not exceed the gross floor area of 140 meters squared. And 2, the proposed accessory building shall not be set back from the Roseville Road allowance by a minimum distance of 13 meters. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes.
Councillor Rolliman,
Yes.
Councillor Ossner,
Yes.
Councillor McCreary,
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie,
Yes.
that carries.
Thank you, and congratulations, Chad, and good job, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
So we'll wait for Cynthia to move people out or in, or. And now we will go to the adjournment of the planning meeting. So Ashley?
So moved by Councillor Rolliman, seconded by Councillor Gillespie, that pursuant to the Planning Act, the public meetings of the Committee of Adjustment be adjourned at 7:33 p.m. and the council meeting be called back to order. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes.
Councillor Rolliman,
Yes.
Councillor Ossner,
Yes.
Councillor McCreary,
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. And the confirmatory bylaw, please.
Moved by Councillor Gillespie and seconded by Councillor Rolliman that bylaw number 3229-21, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council on February 23rd, 2021, be read a first, second, third time and be finally passed, signed, and sealed by the mayor and clerk. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes.
Councillor Rolliman,
Yes.
Councillor Ossner,
Yes.
Councillor McCreary,
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries.
Thank you. And the adjournment, please.
Moved by Councillor McCreary and seconded by Councillor Ossner that whereas business before this public council meeting has been completed at 7:34 p.m. and be it resolved that this meeting adjourns and meets again on Monday, March 8th at 6 p.m. for Committee of the Whole. Mayor Foxton, your vote for that?
Yes.
Councillor Rolliman,
Yes.
Councillor Ossner,
Yes.
Councillor McCreary,
Yes.
Councillor Gillespie?
Yes.
Okay, that carries and we are adjourned.
Thank you.